What's going on YouTube? It's your host Bruce GNT, and for today's video we're going to focus on what's going on in California, more specifically LA County and Los Angeles, how they're suffering from all these wildfires that are like spreading out and destroying everything. And a little bit before, if you're in one of these areas or if you're unsafe, please try to get to safety, try to find some type of shelter. I'm not too sure exactly what the evacuation plan is going on. I know it's a state of emergency that's happening right now, but if you can, just try to get to safety as fast as you can, and hopefully they'll get this under control. But without further ado, let's jump right in.
Let's get right to Dr. Ariel Cohen, meteorologist in charge with the National Weather Service in Los Angeles. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us, the mayor of Los Angeles. And we're going to put as many pictures as we can so people can see the conditions in Los Angeles during our conversation. The mayor of Los Angeles just posted that she expects these conditions to get worse. What are you expecting the next several hours?
Powerful winds, destructive winds are ongoing right now. We're getting observations showing 70 to 90 mile per hour winds over the mountains, continuing some of the lower elevations from the San Gabriel Valley all the way to the Malibu coast area, getting 50 to 70 mile an hour winds that are going to continue to carry these fires rapidly forward, creating just paths of destruction. And everyone needs to be listening very carefully to emergency notifications, evacuation orders, and when they come, you need to take action, evacuate to save your life.
What population centers are you most concerned about at this minute?
Right now, areas from the Pasadena to Altadena area, also westward throughout the San Gabriel Valley, extending across the San Fernando Valley, and certainly the Santa Monica mountain range all the way to the Malibu coast are going to be most susceptible to the most destructive winds. We have multiple fires that are growing explosively under these conditions and will continue to do so. Everyone needs to very calmly and very proactively be preparing. And when the notification comes of an evacuation order, take it seriously. It's a life and death situation.
You say calmly and deliberately.
Jesus, when you look at it, it looks like molten lava. No, look, I'm not a professional. You want to take my word for it? He's saying it right here. Leave the stuff. Things can be brought back, but your life can never be like brought back. You know, that's it, one and done. Because this looks like a hellscape, honestly. It looks like it's molten lava. Like that's terrifying.
But I feel like I can hear a touch of urgency in your voice. This situation, just how bad is it based on what you've seen historically?
Not to be rude,
this is one of the worst situations that
fire.
we have ever seen. This is a unique and volatile combination of weather parameters that has come together with some of the most extreme, destructive, life-threatening windstorms that we're getting across the area with bone-dry conditions. Everyone needs to be thoughtful, thinking ahead, make sure you're planning, you know where to go, have multiple ways of getting information. And I am pleading with you, if you get the evacuation order coming from local law enforcement and emergency management, take it seriously and evacuate. Your life will depend on it.
Again, at this point, we've had 30,000 or so evacuation orders in effect. Do you anticipate there will be more large-scale evacuations?
I know it's not
in the
important.
next
It
several
really
hours?
is not in comparison to people's lives.
But
those are a lot of expensive cars that just on the road.
They're going to continue to do so. The next few hours are going to be absolutely extremely critical for rapid fire spread, and the potential for expansions of these evacuations as issued by emergency management, local law enforcement is certainly there for additional areas to be included.
All right, Dr. Ariel Cohen, we appreciate you being with us. I hope people are heeding your warnings if they can hear us, because I can hear it in your voice. Thank you very much.
We're right off the Pacific Coast Highway, and if you go down this roadway here, we went down there, but it was not safe for us to stay, so we had to turn back. But on both sides, homes and businesses are just burned to the ground. It is absolutely devastating. and heartbreaking to see because those embers are going, and then with these quick moving winds, they'll pick up an ember, and then those embers will just erupt into flames, and within seconds, you know, you gotta go. So that's why we have not been able to stay down there. But just imagine all of those people, 1,000 homes and businesses burned, all of those people impacted. We're talking about tens of thousands of families. Also along this Pacific Coast Highway, we're seeing a lot of people who were forced out of their homes. They had to evacuate, but they don't really necessarily have cell service where they are. The fires have taken out a lot of power lines. They've taken out a lot of cell towers. So people are just kind of parked along this highway here, and they're waiting in their cars, trying to get something done, trying to get information out. People have come up to us about 15 minutes ago. A woman said, "What is going on? I have no information about what is happening to my home." So it is a complete devastation. And as you mentioned, there are 4 separate wildfires that are burning here in Southern California. Firefighters are just trying to get a handle on on all of this.
Elise, with 0% containment on all of those fires, it's clear that more manpower is needed there. What is the latest on the state's efforts to get that backup?
Well, we do know that state of emergency has been declared, and there are firefighters who have come in from other counties, who have come in from other states. We talked to so many first responders who are not from the area. They said, you know, we had to respond. Everyone helps everyone out here. So there are efforts to bring even more. You mentioned, Maurice and Christine, that water supply has been low. People have also been questioning why weren't fire hydrants used in some cases, and the fire chief sent out a statement saying that, you know, we had these resources on the ready, but in some areas where the elevation was so high, it was just too difficult. And again, these winds have really changed the game. This is something that no one has really seen before. We've been talking to people all day who have lived in California their entire lives, and they say that they've never witnessed anything like this. Some of the winds are...
Yeah, I went out to California. I was in 29 Palms. Doesn't count. Yeah, no. From what I'm hearing, winds like that is very... And I know I have like a few people out there, not right now, but that are from there. Yeah, they told me how it is not windy like that. I remember we were in, I want to say North Carolina, and it was windy up there. They were just not used to that.
Topping 100 miles per hour. It's amazing that I'm even standing upright, because earlier this afternoon I was clinging on to a utility pole trying to give our reports. It's just incredibly devastating, and it's just stunning, as you said, what's going on out here.
And Elise, you described, you know, people just devastated, dumbfounded, stunned by the whole thing, very emotional. You live and work in Southern California. Yeah. You're reporting, you're locked into getting the facts out, but what's that like to go through this?
You know, my heart goes out to all the people whose homes have been destroyed, or their homes are immediately threatened. My heart goes out to these firefighters who have been working tirelessly, and it is stunning to see people along the highway just kind of wait for their fate, praying and crying in their cars.
You know, it's crazy because, and I'm not too well versed on the environment in California, how they deal with certain things, especially when it comes to wildfires or just natural disasters, because they deal with quite a bit. It's insane because I would have thought that they would have had some type of call to action, but I'm guessing that this was just a combination of different events that just combined, happenstance in a way where it was just okay, this was never seen. Those high winds, you know, the fact that there's a drought going, there's always a drought going on in California. The drought going on, and then those little sparks that they just had. I'm actually kind of wondering, where did it start from? But who knows? Maybe Anson Cooper knows.
Look, this fire is now spreading down this block. We've been watching this. Here's what happened on this block. This house was on flames. Let's walk over here. There's a down cable line, so we just want to be careful about that. Let's go around it. Okay, so now the house next door caught. This tree exploded into flames. You can see up in the palm trees now, those embers made those trees go on fire. I don't know if you can see through the smoke. Behind the palm trees, there are now these very tall vertical trees.
Yeah, Southern California is very dry. That's what I know. Because when I was out there, 29 Palms Desert, it's dry. It's dry.
Like flames shooting up into the air. This second house now, I mean, that is just gone. That car, I believe that's the explosion we heard a short time ago that I recorded. But now look, it's spread down. This is new. Yeah, we've been watching. It then spreads from these trees. Look at all these embers. Just, I don't know if you can pan up, but look at all these embers just flying up. You see them in the smoke. All of that.
He's really relaxed about this. Like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, he's been doing it for years.
Those can just get picked up by winds for miles, and they can go for miles and light down, fall on somebody's roof, and a whole new fire will pop up. So this house is gone. This house
looks like a scene from hell, like
underway.
raining fire.
The left side of this house is ignited, and also now the house nearby it. But literally, I mean, these embers are like snowflakes. They're falling all around us. The sun, I mean, this is what's so crazy. If you can't even see the sun, it is completely blacked out. I mean, you can't even see this house, but inside that smoke is another house. It is sandwiched between two houses, completely ablaze. There's no way that house is going to survive. And then just down the block, you see smoke, but you don't see fires. But there's a lot of houses which have already been destroyed down there. But this is very active. This is recently caught. I mean, this is now completely engulfed. Okay. Yeah. And now you see it. Now this house, which was relatively untouched, now this house is being destroyed. The fact that the crew here left, there was no water coming out of the hydrants. Obviously, that's a huge concern, as you guys have been reporting in the Palisades. That's been a real issue through the night. There was more of a gravity issue in terms of.
You see, and that's the sad thing. So legitimately, what people have to do, they just have to wait. They just have to wait till it just burns down and there's nothing else to burn, and then that's it. Like, it's fine. That's terrible.
The way water is actually able to get pumped up through hydrants into the hills. I'm not sure what the issue down here is, if it's the same issue. They do obviously have water tanks that they try to bring to a number of locations, but I haven't seen any in this area, and there weren't any for the crew that was right here trying to do what they can. And it's really tough for these firefighters. I mean, they want to save everything. They want to stop this thing, but there's only so much you can do. Authorities have put out.
So I went a little bit in the future. Ooh. And I started to look up, okay, one, how do these fires start? What's going on with the insurance companies? Because one thing I've talked about, I think in my last video about California, how a lot of businesses are leaving. What I didn't touch on is that a lot of insurance companies are leaving, just like how they leave in Florida. Because I have a few cousins and family members I have a few people that live in Florida, and they talk about the insurance companies, especially the roofing companies, they're leaving because Florida is just going through so much when it comes to these natural disasters that these insurance companies are just paying out people consistently and they're losing money. And almost the same thing is happening in California, where a lot of insurance companies are just leaving. So I started looking that up a little bit. So I got a little bit of information about how, what you're going to see. Well, you see it on the screen. We're going to delve into that a little bit deeper. And then I started looking into, okay, what is going on with the California government, I guess you should say, the mayor of Los Angeles and obviously the governor, Gavin Newsom. But I was interested to see what's going on, and come to find out, I have a little snippet right here. The mayor has slashed the budget for the fire department last year. And look, I'm not one to beat a dead horse. I'm pretty sure some people know my opinions when it comes to money, when it comes to the government. And if you don't know, I think that we should be utilizing the money the best way we can for its citizens first, and then think about going outside, i.e., Ukraine, Israel, and even Taiwan. I don't think it's right that we're sending money all the way outside and then things like this happen. And not saying that the money was directly tied to this, but my thing is, I think it's just a mismanagement of funds to slash any budget, especially in California where things are dry consistently, because that's what's starting the forest fires. The dry climate, all the brush and the trees and everything like that, dry as hell. and then the high winds, and then all it needs is that one catalyst to spark up. So we're going to, like, this is like a little bit snippet of a video, women talks about, what's going on with the insurance companies. And then we're going to jump into this New York Post, which I'm not one to trust New York Post, but I've looked at other sources and it pretty much corroborated that. So yeah, we're just going to jump into that.
They're 90 years old. They've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance. And these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance.
There has to be some legal recourse for insurance companies that do that, because I have the insurance for this situation and you cancel on me. So I gave you money for this and you're going to cancel. That's foul. There's no way that you could justify that and be like, you know what I'm saying? All these people have fire insurance for that and you're canceling on them. And then I'm pretty sure these are some of these companies that are leaving. So it's like, so just screw them. That's crazy to me. Now, all these people, and my heart goes out to these people that are suffering through this. My heart goes out to the people that are, putting their life on the line to help the firefighters and everything like that. Even that woman, because I'm pretty sure she's not the only one that's going to try to help. Well, she's trying to save her house. Please don't do that. Evacuate. You can lose the house. I'm sorry to say, but you can lose the house. You cannot lose your life. My heart goes out to those people that are trying to go and save like precious things that are precious to them, memories and everything like that. That are trying to save loved ones, pets, all those different things. Like, my heart goes out to those people. So I hope you're out here being safe. But that's just insane. There has to be something that could be done. Like, you can't just be an insurance company and your main purpose is to insure and then you just cancel. How's that a thing? How is that right? Let's jump right into this. LA Mayor Karen Bass cut fire department funding by $17.6 million months before wildfires turned city into hellscape. Ironic, because what are the odds? Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass faced scorching criticism Wednesday as it was revealed she cut the city's fire department budget by $17.6 million ahead of this week's devastating fires and was traveling thousands of miles away in Ghana when the flames broke out. The budget cut was the second largest in Bass's 2024-2025 fiscal budget, city figures show, and it wasn't even the gutting she wanted. If she had it her way, the LAFD budget would have been slashed by $23 million. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me this is not mismanagement. You're telling me that, one, the insurance companies are pretty much leaving people out to dry, like leaving them out in the lurch to fend for themselves when their main purpose is to support them during fires. And then you're slashing the budget and you want to slash it by $23 million? So just F the people that put you into power, that made it so that you can take trips to Ghana. What are you going to Ghana for? For what? What are you doing over there? And it's so funny how all these things happen when like politicians are just out of town. Because something similar happened, I want to say last year in Chicago. Brandon Johnson, that moron, he was out of town during like the bloodiest weekend, and he was like, oh, well, he came up with some bullcrap. I might show that, maybe not. But, just insane. Her budget cuts resurfaced as the LAFD. Okay. Her budget cuts resurfaced as the LAFD issued a rare plea asking off-duty firefighters to join the battle against three massive wildfires burning across the city, which were kicked up Tuesday by 100 mile per hour Santa Ana winds and proceeded to grow by the hour. At least 70,000 people have been ordered to evacuate from their homes as the fire has become the most destructive in the city's history within a day. I don't have a list. That's just me not being able to read. It's all about the leadership management that we're seeing a failure of, and all these residents are paying the ultimate price for that. Exactly. And Rick Caruso, an LA developer who lost the city's 2022 mayoral race to Bass. Yeah. Amid reports that LA fire hydrants have run dry as firefighters battled the flames, Caruso said Bass was directly to blame and called her out for being literally absent as the city burned. Yeah, like you're the mayor. Your whole purpose is to be there in times of need. You're the leader, so to speak. You're supposed to lead from the front. Like, is she on the flight back from Ghana? It's like, I don't know how long, it's never been. But she should be, her ass should be back now. This is what I'm talking about. People need to hold these politicians' feet to the fire because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I think you should start asking, why don't you call the mayor who is out of the country and ask her? Get an answer from her, he told Fox LA. As the flames kicked up Tuesday and exploded overnight into Wednesday, Bass was 7,400 miles away in Ghana, where she was celebrating the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. Congratulations, sir, for being president. Woman, get your ass back here. Why are you going way over to Ghana? Is that the sister city? I don't think so. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is on a taxpayer-funded trip to Africa as part of a Biden administration presidential delegation while her city is burning to the ground, wrote America First Works President Ashley Hayek on X, Twitter. This is insane, she said. Bass finally returned to Los Angeles Wednesday, where she met with California Governor Gavin Newsom amid the scorching rubble as flames still burn uncontained across the city. Look at this. And I'm pretty sure it's worse now because we saw the reports. It's getting worse. And honestly, it seems like because of the drought and what's going on and how these fire hydrants are just lacking water, it looks like they're just going to have to wait for things to just burn down. That's it. People need to hold their politicians accountable. As her plane touched down, Bass refused to respond when a Sky News reporter asked if she regretted cutting the fire department budget traveling to Ghana or whether she had any words of apology to the citizens of Los Angeles. She better. Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? Reporter David Blevins, standing feet away, repeatedly asked Bass as she looked blankly ahead. And some Angelinos, I'm not pronouncing that, are waiting for answers. We have questions. I know where I am, but I don't know where my mayor was when this was happening, one furious resident who was forced to evacuate her home told Fox News. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. I spent my life worrying about when the earthquakes come, when the Santa Ana winds come. I plan my trips around this. For someone to be in charge of my town, where were you exactly? These people plan their trips specifically for a situation like this because they live there and they actually give a damn about their city. But you were... Okay. At least 5 people have been killed and more than 1,000 buildings destroyed across the 3 fires. The Pacific Palisades fire burning on the northwest corner of LA is over 15,000 acres. The Eaton fire to the northeast is over 10,000 acres after starting the day at around 2,000. The Hearst fire north of the city is around 500 acres. Yeah. That's really all I have for this video. The whole thing is a sad affair. Like I said, my heart and my prayers goes out to those that are suffering and who may just need a little bit of support. If you're out there in those areas, try to be safe. Like we heard earlier in the video, evacuate. If you're given the order to evacuate, please don't be a hero. Please don't try to go and save a memento. I mean, I don't want to be hypocritical and say not to do that. And God forbid something like this happened to me. I'm running back for the stuff I know I want to get because it's important to me. But look, those things are not important, more important than your life. You know, do what you need to do, be safe, and yeah, I'll keep up to date about this, and I might make another video depending on the developments change or if there's any type of drastic change. But that's all I have for now. If you enjoy the fact that I was able to give this type of information where probably no one else probably would, someone else probably would. I'm a small guy. You know, leave a like, comment down exactly how you feel, and subscribe for more. I'm trying to do more pieces like this. But yeah, peace.